For decades, Fresno city officials have been taking international trips paid for by you, the taxpayer. Why? Well, they say it's part of something called the Sister City program. So what exactly is that, and is there a benefit to the city or to taxpayers? Fox 26 News reporter Myra Franco investigates where your money is going when these trips are taken and if it's really worth the cost.
Fox 26 requested public records to track every dollar that was spent on a sister city trip to Germany. We spoke with Fresno Mayor Jerry Dyer and city council members to learn more about how long these taxpayer-funded trips have been going on and whether they're worth the cost. In August of 2023, a delegation from the city of Fresno took an international trip to its sister city, Münster, Germany. The trip cost Fresno taxpayers tens of thousands of dollars, nearly $10,400 just for the mayor's office staff. Public records obtained by Fox 26 show the following city officials were on that trip: Mayor Jerry Dyer, the mayor's chief of staff Kelly Furtado, communications director Santaya Rose, and the government affairs manager John Ellis. Also, District 2 council member Mike Carbasi, his chief of staff Alyssa Stevens, and council assistant Andrew Cluse. And District 5 Councilmember Luis Chavez and his council advisor James Venos. The council members and their selected staff use money from their district budgets with a combined total of around $17,000. So, why Germany, and how does this benefit Fresno?
Certain visits that we take, whether it's Sister City or any international trips, sometimes you bring back knowledge and ideas, sometimes the return on investment is money, which we've had good success on, and sometimes it's just building relationships.
The goal this time around, to make Fresno safer in terms of bike lanes and transportation.
What's lucky for us, Münster, Germany is known for being very bike friendly and pedestrian friendly, yet they have cars on the road. They have had 0 fatalities last year from bikes and cars and pedestrians. In the city of Fresno this year, you are going to see more deaths from traffic collisions than homicides, and that hasn't happened since the year 2000. Something is wrong, and we need to fix that.
We fact-checked this and came across this article stating Münster, Germany ranks second among the top 10 most bike-friendly cities in the world. But I couldn't verify the 0 fatalities cited by Councilmember Carbasi. The German city is known, quote, for a low rate of cycling fatalities and for hosting events promoting cycling. Reportedly, more than 39% of residents there use bikes to get around.
To go and look at bike lanes in Germany, I think that's just a summer vacation.
We spoke with the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, which dedicates itself to monitoring your tax dollars and reducing wasteful spending. Vice President of the association, Susan Shelley, frowned upon the trip.
Germany's not the United States. Everything's different. And our local government is different. Our local government structure is different. We just have a different system here, and different topography and different everything. So we have to look at what's going on in California.
Carbasi and Dyer disagree.
There are times when a mayor needs to leave their city to go to another state, another country, for the purpose of bringing back new ideas, building relationships, or somehow landing some company here that will ultimately benefit us economically. That's my role as a mayor. And I can't allow the critics to keep me from doing the things that people in this community expect me to do.
They say they had an itinerary packed with work-related duties every day of their trip, from visiting the university in Münster to learn about renewable energy, riding bikes around the Münster region, getting tour of the Lombardi Tower, visiting the first ever 100% renewable energy zoo, attending conferences on infrastructure, housing, public safety, and transportation, and even beer tasting, which I'm told even resulted in a new partnership as Fresno has its own brewery district. But Shelley's not buying it.
Not be spending local taxpayers' money to go on a junket to look at how other countries are doing it. Really, they could look at pictures. They could look at videos. They don't really need to go to Germany to look at bike lanes with your money. On their money, that's fine. On your money, not so much.
I don't know that it's right that you ask elected officials to spend their own money to travel abroad to do something beneficial for their city, because that's what people elect them for. And that's why we have budgets for travel. And again, this city council set aside $50,000 for sister city visits and international travel. And again, we spent about half of it.
Mayor Dyer also explained why it was beneficial to fly there instead of looking it up online.
Because if somebody would just told me about that or shared pictures with me, I wouldn't have understood how that entire system works together. But in sitting down with them and learning not only what they do, but why they do it and how they got to that point, I think was eye-opening for me as a mayor of the city.
From the documents, we counted 9 people went on your dime to learn this. So, was it necessary for all of them to go?
If people did not have a purpose in going on the trip, I wouldn't have allowed them to in the first place.
We asked if there are any more scheduled trips on the calendar.
I have an invitation right now on an economic development trip to go to Bulgaria, and I'm not sure I'm going to go.
We asked why. The answer? This story.
I'm not sure it's worth the criticism. I think people are misinformed perhaps sometimes in terms of why elected officials or appointed officials in a city travel. And I've perhaps been that critic in the past myself, because we have seen politicians abuse those privileges.
He points out he wouldn't do that and is willing to go on his own dime.
I'm just not sure I'm going to go, or maybe I'll try to find outside funding to pay for it. But it would be a tremendous economic benefit for Fresno if in fact we were able to bring that company here.
So, circling back, is it worth it?
That we make investments now so that when you raise your kids here, if you want to be able to go out on a Sunday and ride your bike, you're not going to get hit by a car, because we don't have the ability to coexist on our roads.
You know, if anyone is going to question how city dollars are spent, I'll be at the front of the line, because I do not want to see taxpayer dollars wasted. One of the reasons I ran for public office was so that we could make sure that we're making the most out of the dollars we have. And I try to invest them wisely.
So, what has a sister city brought to Fresno so far beyond ideas and design plans for the future? Councilmember Carbasi points out that the Germans visited last year for the 2023 Fresno International Transportation Innovation Summit. It gathered professionals and policymakers from around the world to talk about how to make the world a safer place regarding transportation. He says it brought revenue to the city. Another summit is already scheduled for 2025 right here in Fresno. Reporting in studio, I'm Myra Franco, Fox 26 News.
Fox 26 also reached out to Councilmember Luis Chavez, who went on the trip. He declined an interview. Fox 26 News has also put in a request to obtain the public record documents for a trip that city officials took to Japan. That was in March of this year. That one is not a sister cities trip. We're still waiting to receive those documents at this time. Hi, I'm Monty Torres of Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.